Balloon Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. We got another live episode tonight, and we are fresh off a Yankees win. Finally beat the Rays. It's about damn time. I mean, they've had our number all year this year so far.
I mean, it's glad to say we finally saw a good game out of Masahiro Tanaka like we always do. Bullpen was actually decent tonight. But let's talk about what happened in the first couple of innings for the New York Yankees. The man who gets a hit every single game, DJ LeMahieu. Two home runs tonight.
Two tanks. But, I mean, that's honestly, I think the whole substance of the game is kind of behind us at this point, mainly because of what happened in the ninth inning.
Absolutely.
Let me start this off by saying the Rays are the biggest crybabies I've seen in a while. This rivalry has become probably the Yankees' deepest rivalry in Major League Baseball, way beyond the Red Sox, way beyond the Mets at this point.
100%.
The Rays are the biggest crybabies in the sport. Aroldis Chapman, first of all, you have 2 outs in the ninth. No one on base. The Yankees are only up by 2 runs. No lead is safe, especially with Chapman on the mound, his wild control. And he really thinks that 101-mile-an-hour fastball at Brosseau's head is intentional. There's no chance in hell that ball's intentional. The Yankees are not going to let the tying run come up to the plate, and they haven't even had any animosity with the Rays lately. Like, it's ludicrous to think about. And Kevin Cash comes out, you could throw me out if you want to, after the umpires give a warning to both sides. Absolutely ridiculous. I hope that the Rays get some sort of aggression towards them tomorrow.
Honestly, if you really look back to the Rays rivalry, it all started with CeCe Sabathia because CeCe always went hard against her. So, like, honestly, miss CeCe because in this time of aggression towards the Rays, this would have been a perfect opportunity for him to go against everybody. But regardless, one thing that I find true, but Kevin Cash is arguably one of the best managers in baseball. There's no denying that. But you honestly don't go ahead and say, I have a stable of guys that can throw 98 miles per hour, period. Yeah. So what are you automatically assuming that you're gonna tell one of your pitchers to aim at one of the other Yankees hitters' heads? Like, that's
But I mean, also, like, going past that, I think Aaron Boone's response to those comments are even more troubling. When Boone was asked about what Cash said, he literally just said those are pretty scary comments. I don't think that's right at all. Scary comments, Boone. Like, this is the point where the manager needs to stand up for his team and be like, I'm not standing up for an opposing manager, like threatening to throw 98-mile-an-hour fastballs at our head. Don't say that you're scared, my guy. I mean, you need to be going to war with this team. The Rays are your enemy at this point, and you're scared of them? Really?
A word of advice I have for Boone: the same aggression you had towards Brandon for having absolutely terrible calls, and you called your guys savages in the box. That's the same aggression you'd have towards Kevin Cash for making those comments. You don't say it's
Yeah,
scary. You need
yeah.
grit, Boone. Like honestly, you need to stop being these players' friends. You can't be their friend. You got to stop being Mr. Nice Guy. Have a little grit in with you. Have accountability for all your players and stand up for these guys. Stand up for them like you did last year. That's what we need, grit. Because that's
Yeah.
how, what do we have,
But
26
you know
days
who
left in the
does have
season?
grit? You know who does have grit, and that's Phil Nevin, who was apparently the instigator of this whole thing, according to Kevin Kiermaier. There's no doubt in my mind that Phil Nevin should be the manager of the Yankees. We talked about this multiple times. He's the one always lighting a fire underneath this team when they're like, I think it was in 2018 when they were struggling their ass off. He pulled them into the fucking clubhouse and he's like, "Look, guys, we got to get our shit together because we're not doing things right." It wasn't Boone, and Boone is the
No.
manager. This is the point where we need to see Boone show some sort of aggression, leadership that we haven't seen out of him in his entire tenure as Yankees manager before, besides the whole savages in the box thing last year. So this is his time now to stand up for his squad. Not take this from Kevin Cash. I mean, he warning the Yankees that he has a whole stable that throws 98. I think that that's completely fine for Cash to say, and I kind of wish Boone could say something like that.
I mean, what do you want Boone? What do you can say Boone? He's like,
Para.
no, you're
I mean,
totally
what did you
right.
expect Cash to say? Did you want him to be happy about this?
Hell no.
Exactly.
I'm not mad. I'm not just mad about what Cash said. I mean, yeah, it's kind of assuming that tomorrow there's going to be some type of fight, especially at the beginning of the. But I need Boone to step up for his team. Like honestly, you can't say it's scary comments. Like I don't care if Brian Cashman, I don't care if Hal Steinbrenner directly said don't say anything directly towards Kevin Cash. Honestly, sometimes you got to go against your boss and go with your gut and stand up for your team because you can't be their butt buddy every single day.
Yeah,
it's not funny.
Something else that Kevin Kiermaier said in the postgame tonight. He said, "We don't like them and they don't like us." So at this point, the Rays are talking a whole lot of trash towards the Yankees. I need to see the Yankees show the same aggression back to them. And Ricky, my man, spot on. I feel like upper management doesn't allow Boone to say much.
I totally agree with that.
I probably agree with that too. But Boone just needs to go off on his own on this one. I mean, he's not going to get fired for saying that if they want to come at us with 90, we could come back at them with 100 because that's exactly what I would have said. Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not wrong. Look at Chapman. The guy can throw 102. If you're saying all your guys can throw 98, well, I can better that my guy can throw 102. So,
but that's what I'm saying. It's ludicrous. There's not really much to say about the Rays side of things. It's just really on the Yankees at this point. There's one more game against them tomorrow, and they need to make things count. That's all I can say.
The Yankees need to have better at bats, especially. I mean, Gio Urshela had a little league inside the park home run, especially on Kevin Kiermaier diving for it and not catching it. He was obviously pissed off about it. But tomorrow you have to go back. You have to come up. Don't swing at first pitches. I'm talking to you, Gary Sanchez. I'm talking to you. Don't come out and swing at first pitches and foul out at the third base line. But honestly, I can see the Yankees winning tomorrow. I don't want to jinx it, but this is the final stretch. Yeah, so this is the final stretch. Tomorrow you have, 25 days left to the playoff start. So if you want any contention to be either the second team or win the division, you got to start winning games. So that's all.
Let me ask you a question, Para. Do you think anyone gets thrown at tomorrow? And if so, who draws first blood? Yankees or Rays?
Oh, it's gonna be the Rays. I think the Yankees are gonna. I think Boone and upper management is gonna tell them to ease off, don't go. And then Cash is gonna say, "Here, throw it out LeMahieu's head."
Bro. If that happens, like I would. Also, here's one thing about this end of game benches clearing incident that happened. Tyler Wade, what are you doing? I mean, I understand that we want to stop incidents like this from happening, especially with COVID going on. But Tyler Wade was the first one walking over to the Rays. Guys, calm down. Guys, it's okay. It's okay. I want to see some aggression. These are your rivals. You're chasing them for the division. And imagine in 2004 if Jeter would have casually walked over to the Red Sox and the bases clearing, bro. Whoa, guys, stop. Everything's okay. We're not looking for any trouble. No, come on. This is supposed to be a heated rivalry. Let's get things going. Let's beat them. Let's act like we hate them because they hate us. And that's why they keep beating us, because when they play us, it's their World Series.
We need a little Tyler Austin type of action. Slam the bat, break it, and charge. That's all we need.
You know, one of the few Yankees on the current lineup who I could see doing that. I think you could guess.
Voit?
Yeah. That's one of the few guys I could see getting mad enough to pull a Tyler Austin, just slam the bat on the floor and charge the mound. But if I were the Yankees,
if Voit were to slam his bat on the floor, the whole bat would decapitate.
There would be like an earthquake in New York. I would probably feel it in Queens. But if I were the Yankees tomorrow, I'm starting off with Jonathan Loaiza as an opener. Let him throw one pitch, right at whoever. If G-Man Choi's leading off tomorrow, even better. Throw one right in G-Man Choi's midsection. Don't go for that. We're not trying to kill anybody.
I'm going to say one thing. If I can see the Yankees aiming at two guys tomorrow, it's definitely Brosseau and it's Kevin Kiermaier. Those are the two guys that are very vocal and who get angrily very fast. So
I'm assuming that Brosseau is going to be in the lineup because he's not usually a starter, but I'm assuming he's going to be in the lineup because he's facing a lefty and Monty. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't think Monty's going to be throwing at anybody, but if either one of the team gets a lead late in the game, that's when you got to be looking for trouble. Obviously, nothing's going to happen pretty early. Take it like the Joe Kelly situation. I don't think that happened in the Astros game until like the 7th or 8th inning. That's usually when it goes down because you have less to lose at that point. But I'm excited. I've been wanting to see something like this out of the Yankees for a minute now. We know how much things like this can kind of provide a spark to a team that has their struggles. We saw it happen in 2018 after the whole Red Sox thing. They were kind of limping into that series. And then after that brawl, they almost dominated the rest of the season. So,
did Clint Frazier get hurt?
Did he get hurt? I don't think so. Why?
Because they did take him out towards the end of the game and substituted him with Brett Gardner. And
did they actually?
Yeah, they took Clint Frazier out of the game. So I don't know if his amazing diving catch had little impact.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I remember
because I did not see that happen.
I got a notification through Twitter. I forget who tweeted it, that Clint Frazier got substituted out.
I mean, yeah, I think the only excuse for that at this point would be they still don't like his defense. I don't know how much more he would need to prove to them at this point. But I think the bottom line here is the Yankees just need to come out tomorrow and play with heart, play with aggression. Boone, don't say that you're scared. I'm pretty sure that's all we kind of have to talk about today. It's kind of disappointing, though, that the game itself did get outshined by the incident that happened after. But it's fun. It's all fun in the game of baseball. But the Yankees played well. Hopefully they carry that into tomorrow. Parry, you have anything else to add?
Other than that, we got a couple players coming back next week. So
yeah, that's right. We actually do. We have Stanton Glaber, right?
I believe Stanton has a good shot of coming back next week. Boone said he doesn't.
I know they said Glaber could be back by this weekend.
Either this weekend or next weekend.
Which is crazy because I feel like a couple days ago we heard 3 to 6 weeks for Glaber. So, I mean, this weekend would be a blessing for him. But Joey Wendell said that he has no doubt that he got hit intentionally, which is another thing that blows my mind because why would Tanaka be throwing at Joey Wendell?
Tanaka, as much as I love him, he's not an aggressive guy. Like, he doesn't do anything.
No, he's not. When Tanaka's on the mound, he's pitching to win.
Yeah, absolutely. That's his mindset. His mindset's not, I'm going to hit Joey Wendell today because I feel like it. It's never his mindset. That's what I'm
saying. I feel like the Rays, whenever they play us, they just have a chip on their shoulder for no reason. But, yeah, that's really it. We'll definitely see you guys tomorrow after the game. We'll go live after that. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy stuff going on in that game. So on that note, we will see you guys next time and have a good one.